The Big Bang Theory, a comedy that still divides viewers long after the final episode aired in 2019. Today on Movie Recap Pro, we look at episodes that wouldn't fly by today's standards. When it first aired in 2007, The Big Bang Theory was an instant hit. It brought nerd culture into the mainstream with its humor, science references, and social awkwardness. However, as the years went on, fans and critics alike have put some of the jokes under the microscope and noticed that some of the relationships and character arcs haven't aged well. There are numerous cringeworthy issues with the show across the board, throughout all seasons, from jokes to character personality traits. For example, The Big Bang Theory often relies on outdated stereotypes and body-shaming jokes. I've seen pictures of your mother. Keep eating, which feels out of step with modern inclusivity efforts. Howard's mother is the main recipient of these jokes, without her even being there to throw it back, call it out, or defend herself. Another issue is the general treatment of women throughout the show. Howard, Leonard, and Raj all treat women as objects to either fawn over, harass, or blame when romantic ventures fail, even though they are the ones who are serial cheaters within relationships. Howard had a cyborg sexual encounter with an online player while dating Bernadette. Leonard not only cheated on Penny numerous times, but also with Priya, and Raj sabotages relationships by being far too intense and then blaming the girlfriends for their reactions. Let's face it, cultural sensitivity has evolved since the show started, and in 2024, these elements would likely get episodes canned or at least heavily rewritten. But which episodes would really cause an issue today? One of the longest-running issues with the show is Penny. From Season 1, Episode 1, Penny has been portrayed as a dumb, sexy blonde. Despite the writers fleshing out her personality and making her a well-rounded character, her sexy girl-next-door persona wasn't removed. It was constantly pointed out, saying, "I'm not smart. You're smart, that's better." From Sheldon's robotic observational remarks to scientists of all ages leering over her and congratulating Leonard on him, essentially winning the girlfriend lottery, it continued to be weaponized throughout the seasons. A clear example of Penny's hypersexualization in The Big Bang Theory occurs in the Tenure Turbulence. In this episode, she competes for a university's tenure position, and instead of focusing on her charm and personable nature, Penny's looks are used as a tool to sway a key decision-maker from the selection committee. In one particular scene, Penny attends a tenure party in a revealing dress, and the male character's attention is fixated on her appearance rather than her ability to help them in any meaningful way. While this might have played for laughs in 2013, today's audiences are much more aware of how such scenes contribute to the broader issue of reducing female characters to their looks. Though the writers address this in some ways by getting her to study at community college, the idea that Penny's value lies in her physical appeal and that she can use it to manipulate men is problematic. It plays into the ancient idea that women must rely on their appearance to succeed in male-dominated spaces. In today's climate, where there's a greater push for female empowerment and equality, an episode like this would need to be reworked to avoid objectifying Penny and instead emphasize her as a strong, capable individual. Another example of Penny's looks being used as her whole personality is in the episode The Barbarian Sublimation. In a low moment in her life, Penny lets Sheldon introduce her to the world of online gaming with Age of Conan. As she spirals into depression, she uses the game as escapism. She neglects her apartment, her hygiene, and her overall well-being. Though they use it as a lighthearted story arc, the writers basically show that when Penny no longer looks attractive, the people around her, particularly the male characters, no longer find her appealing. "I'm sorry, dude. She didn't look anything like her picture." There's a specific moment when Leonard expresses concern over Penny's gaming obsession, but their focus is largely on how she's let herself go instead of worrying about her emotional well-being or mental health. Their primary concern seems to be that Penny no longer embodies the beautiful, desirable girl-next-door image they're used to. In addition to that, Wolowitz uses Penny's lack of self-esteem and low guard to try and sleep with her in an online game. Fortunately, Wolowitz is so awful that it pulls Penny out of her funk, and she immediately shuts the game off. This episode also highlights the fact that none of the women the three guys have dated are into online gaming, D&D, or any other nerdy stuff they are into. This reinforces the idea that hot gamer girls are supposed unicorns and that everyone expects gamer women to be shoo-ins who don't make an effort. Howard Wolowitz has always been a highly problematic character. Even in 2007, his personality was so bad it caused actor Simon Helberg to receive hate mail and death threats. At one point, Howard's character, especially in the early seasons, is often portrayed as an over-the-top sleazeball. By today's standards, he wouldn't only be single, he'd probably be friendless based on his lack of respect for women and general social decorum. I know you think you're some sort of smooth-talking ladies' man, but the truth is, you are just pathetic and creepy. From abusing a robotic arm to stalking the contestants on America's Next Top Model, Howard Wolowitz's bar is so low it's melting in the Earth's core. The hot troll deviation is a prime example that highlights Wolowitz's creepy and problematic attitude towards women. In Season 4, we learn that Howard and Bernadette have split up. In this episode, we learn that the breakup happened because Bernadette discovered Howard had been engaging in explicit conversations in an online game with a player known as Glend the Troll. What makes the episode particularly troubling is Howard's attitude and behavior throughout. His actions show a lack of respect for women and their boundaries, treating them more as objects of sexual desire than as individuals with autonomy. The show tries to play Howard's online affair for laughs, using his infatuation with a virtual character as comedic material, especially when it's discovered that Glenda is actually a male janitor that works at the university. Greasy old fat guy in facilities management? How'd he know about it? He's Glenda the Troll. The excuse he consistently uses is his inner insecurity. Okay, fine, but that doesn't give the guy a free pass to creep on women, see them as sexual objects, and even cheat on his real-life girlfriend in an online game. His attempts to justify his actions, combined with his often over-the-top sexual remarks towards other women, would likely lead to the episode being heavily criticized and even canceled today. Last on the list is an episode which a fan actually tried to get canceled on Netflix. The Bad Fish Paradigm became a newsworthy episode due to a derogatory comment made about Bollywood actress Madhuri Dixit. Raj's offhand remark stating the renowned Indian star was like a leprous lady of the night when compared to another actress sparked outrage among fans. One in particular took legal action, filing a lawsuit against Netflix for airing the episode, which was still available on the streaming platform at the time. The lawsuit accused The Big Bang Theory of disrespecting Madhuri Dixit and hurting the sentiments of her fans. Ase is a goddess by comparison. Madhuri Dixit is a leprous prostitute. They demanded that the episode be removed from Netflix, labeling the remarks as offensive, sexist, and an insult to Dixit, who is one of India's most celebrated actresses. Netflix India found itself at the center of this controversy, as fans called for accountability for allowing such language to stream unchallenged. While The Big Bang Theory often used edgy humor, this specific joke crossed the line for many, especially considering the global nature of streaming services today. While The Big Bang Theory remains a beloved sitcom, some episodes contain problematic themes, jokes, and behaviors that wouldn't pass muster in today's socially conscious world. Whether it's casual misogyny, objectification of women, or insensitive humor about body image, these episodes are clear examples of how much society has evolved since the show's premiere. In 2024, these episodes would likely be canceled or heavily reworked to align with modern standards of inclusivity and respect. Thanks for watching.